pounds, Pat Brady. And his opponent is making his way to the ring area. Hails from Montreal, Quebec, weighing 235 pounds, Phil Lafleur. And your referee for this match is Ron Gauguin.
Well, this should be a dandy match for all you fans watching. Phil Lafleur, an exciting newcomer to World Grand Prix Wrestling out of Montreal. This guy is highly touted by many of the World Wrestling alliances and federations. He is labeled as a can't-miss prospect, a possible world contender one of these days. And here he is. We're very fortunate to have him with World Grand Prix Wrestling. Phil Lafleur in against another newcomer who is making a lot of noise in Pat Brady. Pat Brady is a second cousin of Rowdy Roddy Piper, and that's where the Scottish connection comes into play. Brady and Lafleur, and this should be an outstanding match. Of course, coming up later, we talked about it, the main event. Harley Race in against the Beast. And look at that move by Phil Lafleur. Lafleur really becoming a fan favorite. And that's one of the reasons why not only does he wrestle within the rules, but also has a flair for the spectacular. Here he is against Pat Brady, who is, I think, getting a little more than upset with the treatment he is receiving at the hands of Mr. Lafleur. Brady now with a hammerlock on Lafleur, applying pressure on that left arm. Lafleur is a great athlete. He's in superb shape.
Move over for an expert here, Mr. Maxwell.
And hold on a second. Hold the phone. We have gracing us at ringside, Rotten Ron Starr.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, what a chop. You know, Gary, I don't know how much you know about this young man, Phil Lafleur, but I'm going to tell you something. He's one of the best there is in the business today. You know, I had the privilege of wrestling him several times in Calgary. I was in Puerto Rico. He just came back from a big tour of Japan. The man's been all around the world, and I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Hey, the man's good. What can I say?
Rotten Ron Starr, I want to get your thoughts on the current controversy within World Grand Prix Wrestling. The unprovoked attack, the Cuban assassin turning on Leo Burke. We all saw it on television last week. Your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is nothing was unprovoked there, Gary. You know, it's simple as the nose on your face. Leo Burke came in. He hit Cuban right square in the head with a chair. What would you have done, Gary, if somebody had come in and hit you?
That was accidental.
No.
Totally
Nothing
accidental.
Leo Burke does is accidental. Believe me, I've been partners with the man. I fought him many, many times in the ring. I defeated him in New Orleans in front of 72,000 people for the international heavyweight belt. Nothing he does is by any accident. Getting back to the match in the ring here, you see this Lafleur taking it in. My man Pat Brady reverses it in a face-first turnbuckle, and Lafleur is down.
Phil Lafleur currently reeling from the punishment he is receiving at the hands of Pat Brady.
Well, you know, Gary, it's like they say, it's not over until the fat lady sings. So we're just going to have to sit back and see what happens. It looks like these men are pretty evenly matched. They're about the same weight, the same height. Oh, a beautiful amateur move, a chest-to-chest suplex. Lafleur's down. Come on, Brady, stay on him, buddy. Take it to him.
Ron Starr cheering on Pat Brady at ringside. And there's Brady, and he obviously guessed a little too soon on that maneuver.
Yeah, He's got a single leg Boston crab there. That'll stretch that knee right out. You know, that reverse spinning kick that Pat Brady used there. I'm going to tell you people something. There's not any that does it any better than this man, Phil Lafleur. And if he gets a chance, he'll put your lights out with it. I'm one to tell you because he caught me in Calgary one night with it and knocked out 2 front teeth and broke my nose. So I know what I'm talking about. The man's lightning fast. He knows a lot of karate, a lot of martial arts. Brady slows him down, got a front face lock. And you see here, Gary, how he's got that chin barred across his forearm there. That ensures the fact that Phil Lafleur is not going anywhere.
Rotten Ron Starr, I want to touch on the subject of Leo Burke once again.
Gary, I think you're trying to put me on a spot here.
Well, in the sense that no matter what you say about Leo Burke, you can't deny he is still the international heavyweight wrestling champion, and you're not.
Well, that's only because he hasn't given me a... Oh, nice move. That's only because he hasn't given me a title match. Once I get a title match with Leo Burke, Gary, you know it, I know it, and all the stinking fishermen and potato farmers in the Maritimes know that Ron Starr will beat him and be the international heavyweight champion again.
Now that was totally uncalled for.
Accidental. The man was kicking out. Pat Brady was in a pin situation. He just tried to kick out. And maybe he caught a low blow there. I couldn't see it from my advantage point here. But, hey, Gary, that's why they call it one-on-one contact. A beautiful reverse.
Funny how you can't see the same things that I do here at ringside.
Well, that's understandable. I'm American and you're not.
Here's Pat Brady. Here's Pat Brady with a boot into the throat of Phil Lafleur.
Well, I tell you, he's not going to beat a man the caliber of Phil Lafleur by putting a boot to the throat without following it up. The name of the game's wrestling, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to take the man down with a good power move, maybe even a high-risk maneuver, take him down, take his wheels out from under him, whatever it takes, bar that inside leg, and hook it in tight and go for it.
Here's suplex attempt, and down goes Lafleur. Here's a cover by Brady. 1, 2, and Lafleur is able to kick out Brady, arguing that it was a slow count.
It looked like a slow count here to me, too. You know, I tell you, sometimes I wonder about this referee. You know, just last week when I had the Cuban pin there, the man was very, very slow in getting over for his count. Sometimes I think this referee's a little bit partial.
How are you going to... You bring something else up. How's a guy like Rotten Ron Starr going to put all the animosity with the Cuban assassin out of your mind? Now you seem to be cheering the guy on.
Well, you know, there's an old saying, I can forgive, but I can't forget. And that's exactly the way it's going to be with the Cuban. I can forgive him for what's happened in the past. You know, the Cuban and I were friends in the past for many, many years. We had a separating, he went his way, I went mine. That's fine and dandy. I don't take nothing from Cuban. He did what he thought was right, and I've done what I thought was right. I stand up for myself because I know nobody else will. I have to take it all the way. And as far as the Cuban goes, the only thing I can do is just keep my eyes on him and see where he goes from here. There, Phil Lafleur went for a big splash. Pat Brady brought the knees up. And
here's a Leo Burke maneuver, the abdominal stretch. Pat Brady has it applied on Phil Lafleur. There's no way Lafleur's about to submit.
You know, there's only one thing, Gary, from here. You can't see it on the monitor, but Mr. Brady's making one mistake. He doesn't have that leg grapevine with his, and that's going to give the man, Phil Lafleur, who's got really a lot of upper body strength, a chance to power out of it just like he did then.
That hip toss is able to break the hold, and now Lafleur has a moment to try and recover. Here's Lafleur coming off.
Big solid forearm across the chest.
Right off the ropes, and now another one. Lafleur able to stop Pat Brady in his tracks. And look at that. Left forearm going after Pat Brady, who is now down on the mat.
I'm going to tell you, this Brady's got to keep moving. You can't give Lafleur a chance to get on you. If you do, here's what I was talking about. This man, Phil Lafleur, does not hesitate to take a high-risk move, goes to the top.
Phil Lafleur off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. This one is all over.
Barely made it. Inside hook. Got to hook that leg.
What a great comeback on the part of Phil Lafleur. His arm raised in victory as he was able to absorb the punishment and come from behind that move off the top rope, keying the victory over that man, Pat Brady, and World Grand Prix Wrestling returns.
Professional wrestling at its finest begins Friday in Bridgewater, then Saturday in Berwick, and Sunday in Antigonish. The action continues Monday at the Cocan Arena, Tuesday in Kedgewood, Wednesday in Woodstock, Thursday in Spring Hill, and Friday back in Bridgewater.